Then we finally got our first deal.
Yeah, we finally found somebody that was interested from
We're
cold
calling
calling.
the phone book. We're calling these lists. And we're calling all these people. And we finally get someone who's interested. His house was in Salt Lake.
Yeah, he was a cool
Kind
guy.
of go into that.
Yeah, he was from Croatia. So he was from the expired listings list. So he had recently tried to list his home, and it was like 200,000, and it didn't move. So we had
He's also on the foreclosure list.
He was on the foreclosure list. Yeah, so he didn't get the price he wanted because he had the commission of the agent involved and everything. So he was like, "Oh no, I'm not selling it." So he just decided to just wait it out. I think he was just willing to lose his house or something like that. But Corey, you got a hold of him, and it was crazy. Like we went over there. This was our first deal. We had no idea what we were doing, and
Was that the first appointment we went on?
that might have been the first
I can't remember any
appointment we went
appointments.
on.
Sure, we did.
Yeah, so we went over there, and he was just like, no job, then didn't care, was trying to get back to Croatia, and like we had to figure out like how to work with him. Like, and I don't know how we negotiated it or anything, but we finally agreed on like a price at like 175 or 180, right?
185.
185. And it was a good deal looking back. We just didn't know. We didn't have the buyers at that time to know like it was a deal, but
We went over there probably half a dozen to a dozen times trying to work out a deal and get
yeah,
this
it's
thing locked
not like
up.
we got it the first time either. Like we had
Yeah,
to go
this
there a
is
couple
like-
times, and
Had to work it pretty hard.
he wouldn't answer his phone. So like we would just go over there and just try to catch him at
Show
home.
up.
Just show up and be, he'd be on his couch just sleeping, and we'd be like, "Hey,
Get this rolling.
Are we getting this done? Like, do you want to just not sell your house?" So anyway, he was in pre-foreclosure, and we got it under contract, and we were so nervous to send buyers over there. We were like so nervous. Like we thought they would just talk to the seller. The end buyer would be like, "Hey, forget these guys. Like, let's just work together." So we were
Go behind their back.
Yeah, and what happened is like we didn't know how to sell our deal. So the broker we're working with, he's like, "Yeah, let's just blast this to all the agents in Utah," and that was a bad idea because a bunch of agents were like, "Yeah, we want it," but they didn't know that they needed a cash buyer. They were just trying to bring like their clients that had conventional funding, and that wasn't what we needed.
Bunch of work for nothing.
So what happened then? I think
I think we had a couple showings, and we would have the seller leave during the showings
We'd be
just to
like, "Dude, take
we're
your
not
dogs to
risking
the-
it. Like take your dog somewhere.
take your
like
dogs to the dog park," and he'd leave for like 30 minutes, and we'd try to rush people.
yeah, we'd try to
there.
get people through. He'd be texting me, "Can I come back yet?" I'd be like, "Not yet."
Yeah.
And then eventually, I think we did that like 2 or 3 times where we showed it to
Right.
a couple people each time. We ended up finally finding a buyer
Yeah. In
for 185. So I think we got him back down to
yeah, we got
180.
him. So what had originally happened was like we were at his house and we're like, "Hey man, we're gonna need this for lower," and we saw like all these postcards from other buyers on his table, and he told us, he's like, "Dude, I mean, I want to go with you guys." The other day, this guy came into my house and he threw down like 80
Stacks of bills
He said this guy came to his house,
with just
threw out
hard, cold cash.
hard cold cash, and was like, "How much do you want for the house?" And he said something like, "I want to make 40,000." So the guy went to the bank, got like $40,000 of cash, and threw it on his table and was like, "Will you take this?" And obviously, like he had a mortgage, so it's not like you can just give him 40 grand and he just can have the house. He would still have to pay off the mortgage. So I don't know what that buyer, didn't know what he was doing.
I don't know what he was doing.
But he told us that someone had threw cold hard like 40K of bills down. Actual cash. And he was telling us that I wanted to stay with you guys. And I don't know if I believe that happened.
He's trying to get us to not come down because I think we knew we needed.
But anyway, he accepted it. We ended up assigning it, and that one was
It's 5K.
5K was our
I think it was
first deal.
June, July.
Yeah, and